Hi everyone, I am in an unusually sunny Bristol today. It's October, the sun is shining, we have a lovely blue sky above my head right here, and we are installing a solar PV system complete with battery storage. The size of the solar system on this roof is going to be 20 Jinko 440 watt panels, which is 8.8 kilowatts of power on the roof. That will be going down to an inverter, which is a 7 kilowatt size, and we'll also be adding batteries of 16 kilowatts of power to give this a lovely, nice, powerful system. There's going to be a lot of 2 panels here, 3 panels there, a couple of panels around here. It's not going to be one big straight array. It's all broken up into little pieces, which makes it interesting. It has been a hard slog, I've got to say. However, you know, sometimes on a job, it's not always the job that you're doing, it's more about the people that you're working for. I couldn't be happier with the people we're working for on this job. They're absolute diamonds, and I can't wait to get this system up and running for them. So let's go and take a little look and see what's going on.
That's 2 there.
So what we've done with these roof hooks is, if you see here, this lovely one mounted here, look at the profile, how it sits. Look how this sits absolutely spot on. It's almost as if the roof hook isn't even there. If you imagine the metal part wasn't there, then the roof line is absolutely perfect. This is because there's been a lip that's been cut off here, off of the actual concrete tile. And if I show you one here, this one here, if I flip it over, right, that lip is this section here. So if you take a look, see the size of that lip there? It's really important that this part gets cut off, because if you don't cut that off, then that lip will be right here, and it will make this tile stand up. It'll make all the tiles in row, make them all raise up like this. And what you'll end up happening, you'll have a big gap right here like this, which is obviously the whole point of the tile system, is to stop the water ingress. So really important thing to do is have this cut off, and I have to mention this because we see so many systems that have been installed and this has not been cut off, and the tiles raise up, and the customer wonders why there's been water ingress on the property. You can see here we got some tidying up to do here, because the scaffolders have taken down some scaffold that was across here when they had some rendering done, and yeah, they've broken tiles. Look at the carnage, the absolute carnage they've left. They've as well as all of this debris which is on here, so that all needs to be brushed off and everything. So we're going to give, before anything gets mounted, all this will get brushed off, and any broken tiles will be replaced as well. So across this package, what we're going to end up with here is we're going to end up with a solar panel here, portrait, going that way. There's going to be another one here between the Velexes, and then another one here, like that. And across here, there's going to be another couple going across here. When I did the measurements, it looked like they were going to work out well with them being landscape. If we can get them portrait, we might look to do that. Depends what we can make fit. So we've got this nice funny angle going on here. We've also got panels going portrait across this section of the roof, also across this section of the roof here, and on the opposite side as well. This is east over here, and then south is behind me. So all of this lot is going to be south facing, which is beautiful. So this part of the array in the morning will pick up the sunshine. This part will pick it up in the afternoon and evening. Right, we're not messing around on this job, because we're going all out. Anywhere we can get panels south facing, we're going for it. So right here, this is where the house connects onto the garage. There's currently scaffolding here, but that is a gate going through there. So what we're going to do is we're going to catenary wire from here straight across to the garage, and then we're also going to be adding another 3 solar panels on landscape across here as well. That way we're utilizing as much roof space as possible, which is all facing in the direction that we want. So that gives us a total of 20 panels, and yeah, it's always recommendable when you've got a solar system, especially if you're using things like heat pumps and things like that, where you're going to be drawing off the electricity, get as many panels on as possibly can be. Obviously from a design perspective, there is a limit, but you aim to get as many as you can with the roof that you have, as long as the grid can take it as well. Right, so now we've had a little look of what's going on the roof. Let's go and see what Paul's up to inside. He's busy cracking on with the inverter and the battery system. Right, so we come up the stairs now, and this is where the party's at. So this is the loft conversion, bathroom, a couple of bedrooms here. There's a side space here. This is like the control area. So we've got, all right, Paul.
Hello.
Loving life?
Loving life.
You're loving life in there in his little back cave. Yeah, so inverter's going on the wall. So we got some backer board here. This is great heat resistant material. It's not an MCS requirement, however, it's just good practice to do. So we've mounted our inverter onto that, and battery system is going to be sitting right here, stacked. We've chosen to put the battery system on this side, not that side, because of the height we've got here. If you wanted to add, it would be all right for the amount of batteries we've got just about. However, if the client wanted to add more batteries in future, you're not going to be able to get that height that you need, because this is a stackable system. It comes off, it sits on the floor and then stacks upwards this way. So we've got plenty of room here. Right, so every solar installation, there needs to be all the MCS documentation done with it, as well as G99 confirmations and all sorts of things like that. So I've actually set up desks for the day. So this is Rigel HQ right now, temporarily set up. I got my stool here. I've borrowed the recycling bin. I've got a nice cardboard box here with the laptop on top. I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. Got my temporary power rigged up. And the reason I do this is basically because while I'm here on site with the guys, I'm overseeing things and getting stuck into it as well. We've got Paul doing the mains, we've got the guys on the roof, and it works really well that I get all the documentation done. Because what can fall short on these jobs is that it's all go with the actual installation, but then what ends up falling short is, sorry, that's the guys on the roof. What ends up falling short is the documentation, and that is really important. Obviously the installation is really important, however the other side of the job, which is really important, is making sure that documentation is done, so that can be then given to your energy provider, so you can change providers or and change tariffs and things like that. Without that documentation, without your either a G98, a G99 document and your MCS certificate, without all of that, then you're going to be really stuck in a bit of a situation with it. So hence the reason why I always make sure that with every job that we do, the installation's getting done, but all the admin's getting done at the same time, so it's all a nice, neat finish at the end, and it all comes together perfectly. Film me right now. Have that.
I fancy filmed here, it's all real footage.
So we're just about getting to the end of the first day today. It's gone really well. Inverter and batteries are all connected up. We got all the roof hooks in on the roof. All the prep work on the roof's been done. So tomorrow's going to be rails and solar panels going on. So yeah, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to head to the curry house with the guys. They're going for a curry and I'm going with them. So we're going to have a curry and a beer, and yeah, ready for another day tomorrow. Good morning everybody, it's day number 2 in Electrician's World, and we're off to a great start on our second day. Curry yesterday, by the way, went down lovely. It was an absolute treat, so had a nice little chin wag while we were there. Today the guys are cracking on. Pretty much most of the roof hooks are in now, and rails are going on. I'm in my little back cave inside the house, and I'm cracking on with doing all the paperwork, all the MCS requirements and things like that. I'm currently running other guys on other sites as well, so I'm sort of, my time is pretty much taken up with sorting out the paperwork for this job and managing the teams as well that I've got out on the road. So but yeah, I am here overseeing things, and basically all is going good so far. Right, so the rails are going in now between the Velexes here. So what we've done there, got them all mounted up here. Obviously they're overhanging at the minute. What we do is we get them connected in situ first, and then it's all measured, and then we can cut with them in situ rather than trying to do a measurement and a cut on the ground. We do the measurement here, we put the rail on here, and then we cut exactly where they need to go then. So as you can see here, this one won't be going all the way across here because there's a Velex there, so that'll get chopped off here and here, and then the panel will sit in this section, one in this section, and again at the end section as well.
Oh, Tom, what you doing? Can you go up to my tool bag, or bring my whole tool bag down? Right, double check on that one. There it is. It goes. Should be.
Yeah. I thought I had a package of walkers as well, but you must be on the other van.
Yeah, I'll go and get some more in a minute.
Yeah, they're the ones. You'll bet through them, but like I said, you can buy 10 for like £12.
Yeah. I'm going to get some.
Right guys, so we're at the end of day number 2, and we were hoping to have it wrapped up today, but as things go, it's just been a tricky system. Like I said at the beginning, lots of different angles and things, so it has added some time onto the job. It's not a problem. Life would be boring if it was always plain and simple and quick, so we're not all about quick, we're all about making sure that everything's done properly and basically getting the system that the people deserve at the end of the day. So we'll be back tomorrow and to complete. So tomorrow's going to be a different day. We'll have the app set up, we'll have the system switched on, and all's going to be running. But it's Friday night, so I'm going to go home, spend some time with the family, and yeah, day number 3, roll on. Okay, so this would have been technically day number 3. What's actually happened here is day number 3 turned into a mad dash. This is actually a couple of weeks after that. So yeah, day number 3 went out the window in terms of videoing, but we got there. It turned out to be a real slog, but all is good. And as you can see, this is where my Rigel HQ was. Look at the difference in this place now. It's all painted out. We got floors down. We've got our lovely USB-C sockets in position. We've got spotlights up. This place is cooking on heat. So I'll give you a quick walk around so you can just sort of see the difference in this place now. What a wonderful place. So we've done all the spotlights and the sockets and everything. Spotlights are hanging out at the moment because they've been decorated around. They just push up in afterwards. They'll have a nice chrome surround on them. So I'll show you now exactly how things are with the solar system. It's all fully functioning and working. And this is a look at exactly how things are now. Inverter in position. Everything's all connected, all commissioned. Battery stack is happy. Happy ducky for us. Right, so commissioning went fairly well with this system. We did have an issue with it. Basically, we commissioned it up, had the system running, working perfectly, and then about 2 or 3 days later, the system went down. So basically, I spoke to Fox to find out exactly what the problem was, and the issue was that it needed a firmware update. So I was here on site. I did a firmware update on it. They did the firmware update, basically got them logged into the system. They then updated it and everything was fine after that. Again, another day or 2 went by and the system went out again. So again, I came back to site to see what was going on and found that the software update didn't fully work. There was a few elements of it that I won't go into the technicals of it because I don't know them, to be honest. That's their side of things. But cut a long story short, there were a couple of elements of it that didn't actually update. So they then had to run another update to get it to work. So that update was done, everything was looking fine, and the customer here has got the tariff set up so that they're with Octopus Agile, and that basically means that they can take advantage of cheap rates of electricity. So you can set these systems to have a certain number of times of day when it will do a force charge on the battery system when the electricity is cheapest to import. So it's really good for the times of year like now. We're currently just heading into November now, so when you've got shorter daylight hours and things like that, by having like force charge periods of time for cheap rates of imported electricity, that's a really good time to charge your batteries on those times, because what that can then do is just gives your battery that top up that it needs in the winter months. And in the summer, quite often the systems just coast the right way through the nighttime on the battery, and then the next day it carries on. The sun comes up again, charges the battery fully again, and then it just coasts through the nighttime again on the battery, and so on. Whereas in the autumn winter times, quite often they do need a little top up. So by doing it with the cheaper rates of electricity, that is fantastic, it's great. So anyway, with the Octopus Agile tariff, it means that you can charge throughout the day at certain times, and only when the pence per kilowatt is below a certain minimum, and at that point, that's when it will then charge. As soon as that pence per kilowatt goes up, it will then stop the charging. So this one's set to 6 times in a day to charge, and this is where we ended up having some issues, because the solar was producing, but it wouldn't do the forced charge times. So what we ended up having to do after 2 firmware updates, we then had to isolate the whole supply, and it was a simple case of turn the system off, turn the system back on, let it reboot, let it recalibrate itself. And from that day forwards, it's been working absolutely fine. It's been a few days now, and I can monitor it on the app, and I can see everything's working exactly as it should be. I've got the app here currently now, so it's late in the day now, so the sunlight's gone down, and basically it's now, the state of charge is at 70% on the battery, and it's putting that battery back into the home right now. So if I then look here, I can see that the system is, production for today is almost 13 kilowatts. They've exported 4 kilowatts of power, and down here, so it's been a self-sufficiency of 38%. However, this is self-sufficiency at 38%, but you must remember as well that they have chosen to charge the batteries from the grid. So you can see here where these blue lines are, that is imported power here, and then the yellow lines at the bottom here, that is the battery charging down here. And then the yellow lines, which are above, if you see there's like a straight flat line that runs the way through the whole thing. Anything that's above it that is yellow means that is the battery discharging to supply the home. Anything that's below the line and is yellow, that's the battery actually being charged. And then anything in red, you can see here, that's the load of the house. And then this section in green here, this is basically the solar production for the day. So you can see here that they have made a grid purchase of 8 kilowatts, but that doesn't mean that was because the solar system didn't cover it. That basically means they used that when they force charged the batteries. So basically, they've had the best of everything. They've had some solar production today. They've used the batteries at times when it was needed to cover, so it wasn't being used from the grid. But also it means that they've also been charging the battery at a cheaper rate of electricity, so it can then be used at a more expensive time of day. So all in all, it's winning across all platforms. So here's the thing with it. These systems can be problematic when you're setting them up, when it comes to commissioning, but it's not so much about the issues, it's more about the solutions to it. Because what we find with the Fox equipment, and this is why we love to install it, is that it's very easy to have the issues resolved. I can always talk to the guys over in Coventry, which is where they're set up, and I can always get through to somebody throughout the daytime, and they can always log into the system and basically do any checks or any updates that are needed, and they're with you every step of the way. So it's really important, and if you guys anywhere around the country are looking for an installer, then that's something to really look out for. You want to really be aiming to use a company that genuinely cares about what they're doing, because the thing is with it, it's all well and good having these people coming into your home, these salespeople and things that are telling you that they're going to, all the things that they can design for you and how much it's going to cost and all the services that they provide. But it's another thing when it actually comes to the aftercare service, which we find this a lot of the time. There's a lot of people being let down by these companies that promise them the earth and one of the biggest things with it is not only the installation but the aftercare, because the aftercare is what's really needed. When these systems do have issues, you need to know that the installation company have got your back and they're going to be with you every step of the way, and that's really where we come into our strengths, because not only are we an installation company, we're an electrical and renewables company that pride ourselves on the work that we do. So you need to find yourself a company that's like that. And if you're close enough to us, then give us a call, because we can do it for you. But anyway, I'll crack on with the video now. That's enough of the spiel, but it is really important, and yeah, just something to really look out for. So that is it for this video. I always try and capture as much content in every video. There's so much to talk about that it's really hard to get it all in, so I always try and put something new into every video. So please, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithms. Or if you're already a subscriber, please like. I really appreciate it. Leave your comments below. It'd be really interesting to hear what you guys have to say, whether you're a homeowner, business owner, or an installer. So until the next time, that is pretty much it. And if you're interested in having an installation done by us, please see the link below to our website, and yeah, be in contact with us. It would be really good to hear from you. But until the next time, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much.